All right. So as you guys all know, Kevin Samuels passed away. I was a fan of his show. I was like, dang, like, this dude is giving out so much free entertaining content. Whether you like what he said, didn't like what he said, agree with him, disagree with him, you can't deny the man was giving away free entertainment. And so for myself, it kind of like, it didn't seem for real when I first heard about this, right? And actually my daughter was asking me, how do I feel about it? Like later that day. And I told her I was disappointed. And so she asked me why I was disappointed, and I just didn't even respond to her. I had to think about that. Because that's not the word you usually think about when someone dies, right? But I sat with that and I thought about it, and it's because, I'm a person of routine. So I have a routine that I do pretty much every day, which includes working, my workout, how, some of the things I do with my diet. And so Kevin Samuels was a part of that routine. I would start listening to his show at night, and then I would usually finish up over the course of the next day, having it playing in the background while I'm working. And so I think the reason why I said I'm disappointed is because I realized I'm not going to have that as a part of my routine going forward, and that sucks. And then another thing that started to bother me is I started to notice on social media people celebrating his death. Even a couple people who I know personally, I had seen that posted some things on Facebook that I didn't like. And it's like, I said I'm not going to get into arguing with people or trying to, I guess, defend a man's legacy or anything like this, because people are entitled to their opinions. I remember when Rush Limbaugh passed away. I didn't like none of his political views. I didn't like his worldview. I didn't like his character and how he behaved in public from what I could see. But when he passed away, I remember like writing about what I did get from Rush. That I thought he was a good entertainer and I would listen to him. And he actually helped me clarify some of my own political leanings, right? So it's like, I just think that's distasteful, right? And so that kind of upset me because he can't really defend himself. But, over the course of trying to fill in the gaps of the content hole that Kevin Samuels not being here has left, I kind of plugged in that gap with listening to motherfuckers argue, right? So I started listening to Dr. Umar argue with motherfuckers, Whack 100 arguing with motherfuckers on Clubhouse. And I came across this video, Fair Use. I think the channel was Push the Knife. So I came across this video and the title of it was Whack 100 speaks on Kevin Samuels and the issues he had on Clubhouse. And so as I'm listening to this, I'm hearing a woman describe a show that she listened to. And it did not seem to align with how I remember Kevin Samuels to talk about things. And so I'm like, see, it's already starting. But what happened next made me feel good. So I'm gonna go ahead and play that. Fair use, by the way.
No, actually, if you go to some of his interviews, he was talking about black women look like men and all of that stuff. Like they have strong features and shit like that. So that disrespectful shit is the shit I didn't like. And then he also told a mother not to believe her daughter if her boyfriend or husband told her that, oh yeah, if the child was like, yeah, the father or the boyfriend was looking at me wrong while I was coming out the tub, that you shouldn't believe him.
No,
So,
I
yeah,
gotta
shit like
see
that.
that.
So pay attention to what she just said, right? She's saying that Kevin Samuels said that he's telling a woman she should not believe her daughter if her daughter's claiming that the woman's boyfriend or her husband, who's not the child's father, is saying that, he's being inappropriate or doing something inappropriately. And she's saying that Kevin Samuels said that he should not believe her, or she should not believe the daughter, right? So the man is not here to defend himself, but check this out.
I gotta see that.
Yeah, you gotta prove
Man,
that.
he gave
Nah.
insight and advice to men
See,
first
nah, I
before
gotta
he
see.
went
I
to
don't
women.
Get the
think
link,
Kevin
get
was
the
doing
link.
like
You want me
that.
to find it for you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
fuck
find
that.
it.
He was a
Uh-huh.
he was a dating coach to men before he went.
Yo, I seen Hocus come in here. Y'all make sure y'all pull bro up.
I did.
I ain't never heard the nigga say no shit like that.
Me neither.
It's their way. You gotta somebody find a link. I promise you.
Yo,
It's there.
we need to do a Kevin Samuels marathon. with these
That's not
folks. This time.
exactly what he said, but I know what things he talking about. That's not exactly
What he say? What he say?
where he was asking the lady, he was trying to make an example. He was asking the lady, would you believe, what would you do if your daughter came to you and said that your husband was looking at her wrong when she got out the shower? He was asking her a question about the scenario, you know what I'm saying? And then when she answered the question, you know what I'm saying, or when she felt uncomfortable about answering the question, he was saying, you see, that's the problem right there. You just automatically jump to a conclusion, you know what I'm saying, that your husband was guilty because of your daughter's word. And this is why he was saying that a woman who has kids is probably going to have a harder time finding a new husband because of that situation like that.
You see how y'all tried to see that?
Just tried to mop him out.
Trying to play the 50.
And what
See that response right there? So to me, that's more in line with the Kevin Samuels message, right? Kevin Samuels always talked about the dating marketplace, which I'll talk about that also. And it's just understanding that you come with everybody, men and women, come with certain strengths and weaknesses in that marketplace. And so if you do come with a child, and we know it, is a big push to, believe all women, right? That's not my stance. I believe in looking at things on a case-by-case basis, and if the evidence supports something, that's where you go. But, there's a big push for that, right? And so that's understandable. So then understand how that then translates into, a plus or minus in the dating marketplace, right? So it is a man I have daughters, right? And so myself is like, I don't want to hear a story of my daughters coming to me telling me that, someone that their mom was dating, I'm speaking hypothetically, right? Touched them, right? And so I know that guys who date women with kids, especially daughters, and if they have kids, they're mindful of that, right? They're very mindful that don't do anything that someone could misinterpret for being inappropriate. So the guy knows getting into that situation that there's an extra, problem that comes along with that, or extra risk that comes along with that. And so the guy knows there's an extra risk that comes along with that. So that does lower your value on the sexual marketplace for a lot of men. And so I'm so glad that I'm so glad that she was challenged. She wasn't allowed to throw that out there and it just stand, that someone kind of took it from the perspective that Kevin Samuels was probably actually coming from and was able to represent that logic, even though he's not here. So that did make me feel good. And I've been seeing a lot of other content creators and celebrities, and even some unknown folks come out just saying like, listen, you're not just gonna watch this man just because he's not here. So that did make me feel good. And I hope to keep seeing shit like this, because at the end of the day, it's not really about the man, it's about the message that he was pointing out, which I think is that's helpful, is the ability to self-assess and rank yourself in a marketplace that you're putting yourself in. Like, how is that a bad thing?